We have a responsibility. We get the warning, the Ministry of Health gives a warning, the rat not there yet, the contamination no seem to there yet. They're still testing, they're still checking out, they're still trying to find out more. But until that time, they are advising us to be careful, cautious. Now use your head and catch your door, in other words. I don't know if I can say it anywhere else. Seal your homes. Lock up your yard. Check the little holes, the keyhole. Mouse can get through this up. In the corner of your door jams and so on. Careful, it's not near that, a little. Remember, say the little mouse them, then supple. And then no have no bone in them, then just very supple, just so skin and head. And they'll find a way to go through these corners and crevices. And they get inside the house when you least expect. Don't take chances. Leave nothing to chance. Do what you have to do. Especially those of us with children, small children, and even 5 and 6 year old as well. Because some of them might just see a rat and just get excited. Ah, look at the rat, and running after the rat. And that rat might be, a death trap. So please, we have to be careful. Seal your homes. Ensure holes in cupboards or exterior walls are blocked to keep rodents out. Rodents, rat, are the same thing. Good? So you block up the little holes. Get whether you find newspaper or brown paper or you find cement or something to plug these holes and these areas so you leave nothing to chance. To be forewarned is to be forearmed. We cannot afford a breakout of a disease in this country on top of the problem where Melissa Giwi, with the get from COVID, and we're having economically right now. Because the place just a try come back. We just a try build it back. And there's war and fight as to how it will build back and who is to build back what. And which what if we start. And when they now quarrel on the street, them are quarrel down the lane, them are quarrel in a church, them are quarrel in a house, and even the parliament house, them are quarrel about what if we do, how we do it, when we do it, who we do it, why we do it, and if we do it at all. So please, make sure that we keep our environment clean, safe, and secure. Leave nothing to chance. And don't get in the attitude so you're going to blame government when you lack the responsibility to really take care of yourself and your family. Self-preservation is the first rule of existence. Safe cleaning. May I go through them, because me don't want people to start to go up on the radio and on the TV and all over the place in Jamaica and start to talk about, yes, the government knows say this is a command them not do nothing. Blame government. Blame yourself. If your picnic or your auntie or your grandma a yard now notes and sometimes if grandma can't move and he sit down there and if his foot heel back or in toe kind of tough because they work hard and them in a plant corner so and it's still cheesy. I stay one place. It I go rat I go bite them pan in toe or pan the heel back. When they must sleep and by the time they wake up and feel like something and they shake their foot, the rat teeth they're all over them and maybe get to a point where it get tender. Yes, it happens to old people. Old man, old woman, all over the people, all over the place. Even some of the men, they were farmers who work hard. And it is affecting them. And rats, because they infest the place, go into the house or into the kitchen, they bite through the water boots, or they get up in the water boots, or whatever, or wherever. We have to take precautionary measures now, because it's a life and death situation. The Ministry of Health is trying their best. I suspect they're going to be able to do more public service announcements, and we hope that they will do a lot. Because, if we lose one person through the irresponsible action and behavior, is one person too much. We cannot afford it at this time. And it's an expensive exercise. Too expensive. Both in terms of the death, both in terms of the loss, and the chain reaction that comes with it. So all of us are being entreated, we are being advised, we are being reminded, we are being coerced, we are being begged and beseeched. Take care of yourself. If you don't take care of your house and your picnic, you can't blame nobody. If the what they call it, the hunter virus, come into your place, into your space, and start to take over, you are being warned. So like I say, exterior walls, block and keep rodents out. Safe cleaning. Never dry clean or vacuum areas where you see rodent droppings. So never dry clean. Don't dry sweep. Or just vacuum it, just go through and clean it. Whether it's bleach or what do you call it now? Pine action or pines or whatever is necessary and is needed to be used. Make sure you have some kind of disinfectant and stuff and wipe and clean areas very safe and well. If you have a cupboard and you're not sure a rat might get inside there or it have a little hole, you know, seen a rat, but you know, so one little hole there, and you have to take out a plate or a cup or a knife or a fork or a spoon, a utensil to use, wash it. Wash it extensively. Use a very clean rag that just came off the line or something out of your dryer, warm, to dry those things and to make sure that you pack them away safely and carefully. When you're coming from the grocery store, you buy your milk and your sardine and your corned beef and your mixed vegetables and your sachet with your chicken noodle. Wash them. Because you don't know if the supermarket or the shop where big and states have rat run up inside the likes of them have party at night time when everybody lock up the place and gone. And if the rat them have their own come get frozen inside there, when you go to the next shop the next morning for to buy things and you pick up some of them something there and them have rat dust and wrappings from them. And you just take them, hold them and you say, all right, let me cut the sardine and let me open the milk or the thing and pour it inside there. And you some people have waited there. And the dust from that still gets into what you're looking after. Just saying, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. Don't use your head and catch your door. It's a virus, it is dangerous, and I don't hear them say there's any cure for it yet. Let me read on. So, safe cleaning, never dry sweep or vacuum areas where you see rodent droppings. This kicks the virus into the air. Always wet the area first with a bleach and water solution before wiping it up. You hear that? So don't go vacuum and dust because you're going to think, oh, let's vacuum here because the rats went on the carpet or went on the rug and blah, blah, blah. No. Get one wet rag, something with bleach on it, and rub, wipe, or disinfect. Because you never know. And you can't see everything. So you make sure so you prepare yourself for the unexpected. All when you're not sure, say, wipe, you know, say nothing, wipe in any way with a bleach water or a little pine action or something of that sort. Don't sweep, wipe it and wipe up things. Any little spot in a corner anywhere, you say, Lord, I wonder if I'm going to drop a water there. No, take no chance. Wipe it with bleach or some kind of a disinfected rag. Now, for symptoms, they say, if you experience sudden fever, you check. And one day you're not feeling well, or your son or your daughter, someone is experiencing a sudden fever, check it out. Severe muscle aches, check it out. You might have run yesterday or you go swim and you figure it's a long time you not do it and you feel some pain and stuff. That might be one thing. But when you're not sure, check. Unless you are aware of the fact that, well, boy, you know that not having exercised for a while, I beg your pardon, not having done any exercise for a while, you're going to feel these little muscular discomforts and so on, and that's understandable. But if you're feeling in your shoulder and hungry, your belly didn't work, or you feel it in your leg and in on your shoulder, you did work out, make sure you go check it out. Because you never know. Don't use your head and cut your door. So if you experience sudden fever, severe muscle headaches, muscle aches, or shortness of breath, especially if you work in areas with rodents, visit with your health center immediately. If you work in an area where rat there, if you don't say rat in the area where you work, whether you work in a restaurant, you work in a grocery store, and some of these grocery stores and these Chinese shops and these storehouses where you have food, rat living there. Because mackerel there, sardine there, saltfish there, salt pork there. Make sure that you get yourself checked out and make sure that you say to your owners or those persons whom you're working with, we need to safeguard these things. Or I noticed there was rats fooling around these supplies. Check it. If it's not any hole in the bore inside, then you can clean it up, and then you find a way to disinfect and the disinfect and get the place sorted out. And if you have to throw away things, then it's better you throw it away when you lose 140 or 50 or 200 rather than it is contaminated. And because you're mean and stingy, I don't know, one dash ready something, you sell it to people and somebody sick, they're going to sue you. And the government going to come down on you hard because you knew the right thing and you did the opposite. So we are asking and beseeching, please, to make sure that you don't do what is wrong or don't do what is dangerous, because people's lives are at stake. Okay? So if you work, especially if you work in areas where rats visit, make sure that you go to your health center immediately and get some kind of a guidance. Okay? This is some sign-off suggestions. The risk to the general public remains low, but the ministry is operating with an abundance of caution. The Ministry of Health, Miss Jacqueline Mackenzie, she try her best with the little staff that she have and a few people them at the Ministry of Health and the people from the veterinary division, them a work on the thing. So them a say, make sure that you take care of you before you get in a problem and nobody can help you but you. Tenny Miller here, soon come. This is Tenny Miller Live.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government-issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal to serve you better.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and
Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Tenny Miller, and we're coming to you live from the offices of the Small Business Association of Jamaica. Before we went on a break, we were talking about the emergencies that are upon us and the possibility, but the Ministry of Health is trying to, avoid a possibility of a breakdown of any kind of a disease by making sure that they issue the warnings with the Hunter virus, which is somewhere out there, and they're providing the necessary advice to us to make sure we take the necessary precautionary measures to ensure that we safeguard ourselves, our homes and our children lest something serious and dangerous occurs. It's very, very serious. It's very, very important. We must pay attention at all costs to our lives and our families' lives and our environment as well. Fine. So those of you who are out there and have heard of this hantavirus, begin to take the necessary precaution. We're going to be looking at, and we're going to be talking to somebody from the health department, from the diaspora secretariat. In a short while, we'll be speaking to Miss Reed, and Miss Shawnette Reed is one of the persons who are behind it drives. She's one of the drivers. So I think she's director or coordinator for one of the coordinators or anchors for the upcoming Jamaica Diaspora Conference, which is the 11th staging of the biannual conference taking place at the Convention Center in Montego Bay. And we're going to be asking her to join us in a short while so that we can kind of unpack some of what is taking place and understanding. The last time I spoke to someone from the diaspora, when they had a launch recently, I think it was the 15th or so of last month, I had the pleasure of having a discussion with the Honorable Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith at the time. And Minister Smith was outlining to both the persons at the launch and in our one-on-one close-up that we had, she was saying that there are some new innovations in terms of how they're using the technology to ensure that participants at the conference will be able to make the right kind of a connection with the other participants who are at the conference, as well as other investors and persons who have business opportunities, beg your pardon, or resources that they might be able to put at the disposal or for other persons who have an interest in coming home to invest or to participate in some kind of a part of the development process, which the government is putting out there and other private sector persons are putting out there, and to see how people can begin to network in a much more efficient, organized, and professional way. And of course, in terms of how we use the innovations of the technology to get persons to begin to interact with each other seamlessly so that we can get this whole process off the ground. So we're trying to get the technology together so as we can get Miss Reed online with us so that she can help us to unpack what's happening and to look at the challenges that might exist, if any, and how they're overcoming those, and what are some of the nice and innovative things that we should expect, how they are going to be putting these to the disposal of the various persons who are coming into the conference, and how persons will be able to utilize them, access them, and get these things together. So we should be talking to Miss Reed in another minute or two, and then when we talk to Miss Reed, she will give us an understanding and a sense of what's going on and how the diaspora office is really treating with this. How the diaspora office is treating with this. How the diaspora office is treating with this, and what we expect to happen as far as that is concerned. So we should be joined by her. We should be joined by Miss Reed in a minute. And after Miss Reed, then of course, we're going to be looking at some other things. Oh, we're going to be looking at some other things. We will look at some other things with that. So now is Miss Reed online? Is Miss Reed, we get Miss Reed there as yet? Okay, we're still waiting on Miss Reed from the Jamaica Diaspora Secretariat. As soon as she's available, we speak to her. Like I said, Minister Johnson-Smith gave her assurance that the whole thing will be seamless. It's going to be smooth. It's going to be professional. There's new technology that's being used to get persons to really make the connectivity for the conference. And the diaspora, it's a global diaspora. So all the Jamaicans and people who want to do business with and in Jamaica will be a part of this milieu of this conference, and they'll be able to access this information in one way or the other in real time, use the connectivity because they understand there are some special attachments and badges that are being used, and people will be able to use them to connect with their counterparts or the persons that they're interested in doing business with. They'll be able to meet with them and to connect with them until we can get that out of the way. So let us bear that in mind and see how we'll be able to get an understanding, because what is going to be nice is how easy and seamless they are working hard. They're working, above and beyond the call of duty to make sure that this conference is bigger and better, more organized, much more seamless than any other event of or activity that has happened before. So they are making sure that it works and works very well. We are having a little technical issue here with getting Miss Reed online, and we get challenged by the technology because we're broadcasting out of Jamaica into the diaspora and not from the diaspora across. But then, notwithstanding, we are working on it. So bear with us. So we get Miss Reed online. If we don't get Miss Reed on the line now, then maybe we'll go into another aspect of the show, and then when Miss Reed is available, maybe at say 2:30 or 3 o'clock or 2:30 thereabout, we might be able to speak to her again at that time and get some general understanding as to what's going on with them and how we'll be able to do that. So what we're going to do, we are going to go to a quick break, just a very quick break for about a minute or so we can get the technology together. And then we're going to, if we don't get Miss Reed online, we're going to go to another special guest that we have for this afternoon, so we can look and unpack his story, his life, and the kind of journey that he has been on, and from whence he comes and where he's going. Stick and stay, don't go away. This is Tenny Live.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land.
Welcome back. We are here at the Small Business Association of Jamaica, and we just want to welcome you back to the show. We're looking at aspects of the Jamaica Diaspora Conference coming up, and we now are privileged to have online with us Miss Reed. Miss Reed is one of the driving forces behind the getting the conference off the ground, and I tell you, she's equal to the task. She worked non-stop. Miss Reed, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm not hearing Miss Engineer. I'm not hearing Miss Reed very well. I have to hear that beautiful lady. Look at her face and her smile.
You're still not hearing me?
Yes. Are you there, Miss Reed? Am I hearing you clearly?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I can
she's
hear
hearing me clearly, but Engineer, I'm not hearing her too well, and I want to hear her voice. All right, Miss Reed. All right, I think I faintly hear you, but continue to work on it, Engineer. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
Now, the last time I spoke to Honorable Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith, she was bragging and showing off how she's bringing new technological thing to the fore and how people will be able to, in real time, connect with each other and set appointments and dates and stuff. Tell us about what's happening with the preparation of this conference, and first of all, what role do you play in this conference for the benefit of our diaspora?
Oh, sure. I'm happy to answer all your questions. So I am the project manager for the Jamaica
You're the
Diaspora
project manager.
Conference. Yes, I am.
Yes.
Are you still not
Engineer,
hearing me
I'm
well?
still not hearing Miss Reed voice. Hold a second, Miss Reed. Let me just make sure I hear your voice
Sure.
a little bit. Yes, my headset.
Are you?
I'm not hearing
Let
Miss
me
Reed.
try. Are you
All
hearing
right,
me?
So Miss Reed is project manager for
Yes.
the conference. Well, talk to me.
Yes.
So tell me, what does the project manager is expected to do and to carry on?
So the shortest version is I'm supposed to make sure that you have the most amazing conference experience, all
Wonderful.
aspects of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because I could go on and on, so you
No,
have
no,
to be careful what you ask me. So what I'm saying is, we ensure that you have the most amazing conference even from before you get to Jamaica. So you would see us putting out communications around accommodation, around travel tips, around FAQs, around flight deals when we see them. And so then it also takes us to your program, because I think you would remember we had done a survey to ask, what do
Mm-hmm.
you want to talk about? What do you want to discuss? What actionable outcomes are you looking for? And so
Mm-hmm.
from the program, from your travel, from even what you're going to eat, from your journey, from the minute you land on at the gate of the MBCC, we have thought of everything to make sure you are having an amazing, amazing conference.
It's first class VIP service all the way.
All the way. Absolutely. You were at the launch, so I know you
Oh,
know.
yes, 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 indeed. Indeed. And that's why we have an interest in making sure that those of us in the diaspora understand clearly what kind of a preparation is in store for us here in Jamaica. Now,
Sure.
what is this technological thing that I hear you have? Is it a wrist? My grandmother would say, is a wristlet?
It is a wristlet. It is absolutely a wristlet. Your grandmother is extremely correct. So let me expound. So we this year are using RFID wristbands. So that's just a
Mhm.
fancy name for um, a digital wristband. So what that means is everything for conference is run through the band. So when you get in for registration, you'll scan your band and you'll scan your QR code, which will activate your band. Once you do that, it means that it will give you access to the conference, access to the sessions, access to the marketplace. And then one of the things that we've done is it's called Tap to Connect. So, when you're at conferences or you're in meetings and you meet so many people and you either forget your business cards, run out of business cards, or you're taking out your phone to exchange information, and it's just a little tedious. So what we've done with these RFID bands from AITix is that what you will do is you will take your wristband and you can tap it to the phone or digital device, whether it be a tablet, etc., for the person that you're speaking to, and immediately they will have your contact info and vice versa.
Get out of
Easy. So
here.
easy, easy peasy, 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 right? And I just want to be clear that the information will only go over with what you have said. So let's say in your registration, all you put is in your first and your last name. That's all they will see. But I would
Mm.
encourage you, because the application form allows you optionally, of course, to put in your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your TikTok, your Twitter, every single thing that you would want people
Okay.
to know about you. You could even, I'm almost sure you can even put in a short bio, so that
Okay.
way when you visit, because I know you're going to be there, so when
Mhm.
somebody visits your booth or visits you, just talking to you, rather than taking out pen and paper, looking for your phone, like
I'm
it's
going
a,
to the old school thing.
exactly, we tap and go, we tap connect and go, and that way, and it will be listed, so you can then now follow up, keep in touch, and be like, oh, I met Shani and Shani wants to talk about production in radio, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
other thing we're going to do, so let's think about the delegate experience inside the sessions. So
Mm-hmm.
of course the panels are happening, and you have a question, but Q&A is not until the end, and you don't want to forget your question.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to do is we're going to allow you to write session questions on your phone, and once you press send, it will push to the moderator, who will then be able to take your question.
Hold a second. Hold a bit. So I'm in the audience sitting down, and the gentleman from Agro Invest is making a presentation. But I remember that I want to find out if I can get 30 acres of land out at Williams Field. But I don't want to forget it. So I can put that question and send it up, and then he will get it and answer me.
Yes. In the simplest version, yes. So
That's
that
on the
way you don't
show.
forget your question. That way we can take the questions in order. And maybe if the moderator is able to, we could probably take the question at the time that it is relevant. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
if we're talking about land acquisition and you've pushed forward a question on land acquisition, then maybe we don't have to wait until Q&A. Maybe the question you've asked will actually aid the discussion and help the panelists, in their conversations with the delegates, with you.
Wow,
Then
wow, wow. That is a tremendous leap forward in terms of how you're using the technology and
because
how we're
remember,
creating the connectivity.
exactly, because we are destination trade and invest. And so one of the other things that the AITICS team has done for us is, let's say you are an exhibitor now. So you are a part of the marketplace. And again, you will be seeing people who, you want to meet with, you want to know what their interests are. So let's say somebody went to the agro booth after the panel, right? So they're talking to your sales rep or your commercial manager, your directors, whoever it is. And again, you want to keep track of who you saw. You tap and you connect. And exhibitors will have what you'd call a portal, an exhibitor portal. So once you tap and connect, that will also give you the list of people that you met today and what they're talking about. So you'll have your leads ready. So you don't need to remember that I met Miss Reed. You don't need to remember that I met Mr. Johnson. None of that. It will automatically be uploaded to your profile once you log in and once you tap on connect.
Wow.
And it will also allow you to set up meetings. So what we have for our delegates this year is, again, because, trade and investment. Yes, we're here to speak to each other and trade ideas. But of course, business is absolutely a part of it. We can't leave out the commerce. So let's say now that you need somewhere to speak. You need to further advance the conversation. You are able as an exhibitor to go in, or even as an attendee, as a delegate. So let's say we see that, again, I would like to know about production and I know you're here. And you're listed as an exhibitor. So we're not giving out delegate information. I am saying, as a delegate, I see that you are here as an exhibitor. I can register my interest to meet with you. And then you can receive it and we can set up a time. And we will actually have what you'd call little meeting booths ready for you to facilitate those meetings. So you have a little space, can talk, can discuss it.
So I see a property in St. Thomas that I need to purchase one of those apartment complexes or houses that are being built.
Yes.
But I don't know the man. But I want to find it to say, well, how much of this and how much of available and how I might be able to acquire this.
Right. So
I'll be able to the process can facilitate.
Right. So let's say as a delegate, you've logged into your profile because you want to see the schedule. So you want to know which sessions you want to go to. You want to see who are the speakers, and you also want to see who is in the marketplace, because everybody wants to know who is in the marketplace. Now, let's say you see somebody listed, right, as an exhibitor for the same land that you're discussing. Then you can reach out to them via that app and say you'd like to set up a meeting. We're trying to make it so seamless and efficient this year that you are able to structure your day, get all your sessions in, but of course, make your connections as well.
Wonderful. So it should be exciting.
It is going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting. There's some other things, but I have to hold them until you come in June.
What about the entertainment? How you're preparing to excite the Jamaicans?
You remember I told you that there are some things we have to hold in June?
Okay.
But we're building an amazing program. I was just speaking with the head of our entertainment committee this morning, and let me tell you, we are thinking up. It is the most exciting thing that you're going to see in a long time for that conference.
So I don't have to volunteer to dance because you'll have much better acts there.
That you will dance. I expect sometimes in Canton.
Okay, that sounds interesting because one of the things that we're trying to do from radio and television here that we are going to be inviting notable Jamaican personality and or artists to be on the program with us throughout the 4 or 5 days. So
Nice.
let us assume that, well, we look at Tuesday or the Wednesday. We dub that day as a Yes or Nice. And during Yes or Nice, we might ask Oliver Samuels to be on the program to help us to sell what your program will have in store during that day. So
But
that
that's
we really make it Yes or Nice, because that will do is to complement what you are doing and also
Right.
deep the interest of those in the diaspora to say, listen, I have to follow this conference for the next 5 days. So we
Absolutely.
think how we'll be able to work along with you within that regard.
Of course, and you have all my contact details, so you know I'm available.
Certainly. Well, I do appreciate your sharing with us, and it's exciting. I will continue to repeat this in the diaspora, and of course, we have to get some follow up as you unpack and pack.
Yes,
You know,
of course. So we
so,
can. Yes, of course. But I can't give you everything today. I have to.
but every time we
next time
talk, you
we're
just
going.
pinch up a little piece. Just pinch up a little
Exactly.
piece.
So right.
So,
Exactly.
Sonny Reed, it's Sony or Sonia?
Shani.
Sonny.
Yes.
Okay, Sonny. Miss Sonny, it is such a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me. The pleasure was mine.
Doing anything special or innovative so that we can share it with the rest of the diaspora.
I didn't
Bless your
hear
heart
that.
and thank
Can
you.
you say it again? Oh, okay. I heard now. No problem. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice one. So there you have it. Miss Sonny Reed. She is, well, I call her the head honcho because she is the person directing the affairs of state at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. But then we have the Director of Public Relations. We have Ambassador Hall. We have the Minister herself and the Minister Orlando Terry Long, who's working like a horse and has been for the last couple of months and for the last year in making sure that every element of this conference, which they are going to make bigger and better this year, becomes as successful as we can imagine. Listen, stick and stay. When we come back, we talk to a Mr. Jamaica in his own right and in his own style. Stick and stay. We soon come back. This is Tenny Miller Live.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency. One agency, one goal to serve you better.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not.
Welcome back. This is Tenny Miller Live, and we're coming to you from the Small Business Association of Jamaica's location here at Trafalgar and Lady Musgrave Road in Kingston. And we've been having an interesting morning. We had a little bit of challenge with the technology, but what can I tell you about the inconvenience of the modern day convenience? These things do happen at times. But we had just had a discussion, an exciting and interesting discussion with Miss Reed from the Jamaica Diaspora Foundation's planning department, and she was giving us a synopsis as to some of the exciting things which are on board and scheduled to be unraveled during the staging of this, the 11th staging of this diaspora conference. And of course, now we're going to be talking to an organization which is also going to be involved in the diaspora conference and some of the persons and personalities that are going to be involved in it. One interesting personality that will be spanning across things that has to do with the diaspora conference is a gentleman sitting beside me, Mr. Kevin Fritt. Mr. Fritt is a prominent Jamaican entrepreneur and a real estate developer. Currently, he's serving as the chief of TCF Holdings Limited. His business journey is a notable, almost rags to riches story. Is one of those young persons, from I knew him, he wants to own his own aircraft. He wants to be one of the major and the biggest developer you can think of in Jamaica. He wants to be able to feed 50,000 people on any one go and don't worry about it. In terms of the kind of a heart and size that he carries, he's a small man with a very big heart. He has been involved in the political process over some time because he considers the political avenue as one not to for making himself big and personal, and I'm not saying it because he's here, but having met the man before and spoken to him, he wants to see how he can add to the life and livelihoods of Jamaicans at home and abroad. It is such a pleasure and a distinct honor to have beside me here today Kevin Fritt. Kevin, good afternoon and welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, sir, and thank you for having me. It is my pleasure to be here, actually.
Oh, the pleasure is mine. Thank you so much. Now, when we know him, you see him the little bit of Morgan have not knee. And if you see him now, you never believe he's the same gentleman. All of the girls love him, but only one lady can control him heart. And him just cool, very calculated. It's never ruffled. Him just think clearly and calculating. Fitz, I'm here with you at the Small Business Association. Let us start here. What do you do with the SBAJ and what you intend to do with the SBAJ?
Okay, so I am now the secretary and the chairman of membership. So my role is to ensure that the day-to-day operation of the SBAJ is properly organized and structured. And also it is my duty to ensure that the members have the benefits that directly impact the positive development of their business, and to also create opportunity to grow the small business sector generally. As you would know, Jamaica and most economies around the world, small business play a vital role in their economic development. It creates a lot of employment and it brings a lot of revenue to the government. So my role is to grow our membership and to help grow small businesses in general right across the island.
Wow, that's quite a big job you have. But you're also part of the Jamaica Productivity Center? Yes. So it's a strategic relationship that you will have where that is concerned.
It is a strategic relationship. As you would know, in any business, big or small, productivity plays a critical role to the success of the business. And essentially, the Jamaica Productivity Center deals with just the productivity of the entire country and not just necessarily tied to businesses per se, but it's more to bring a more impactful and productive mindset to the population in general.
Productivity requires training of people for the various tasks that they have. For the small business, productivity means having resources to be deployed into getting their team and their enterprise up and running. Does this tie into how you'll be able to help the small business people to find financing or other kind of a support to really increase productivity?
Yeah, definitely. And what we find is that sometimes it's not even the financing or the capital. Sometimes it's just the mindset. So the mission is really just to improve the mindset to be more efficient and productive, so that you can do all the things that you need to do or want to do, but get it done in an efficient way that will positively impact the objective, which is to either have a productive and efficient run business or a productive Jamaica in general.
Now, I know you are a developer in your own right.
I am.
And have been, and your ambition where development is concerned is the size of Jamaica. Because you don't mind if you're running development in Jamaica if you get the opportunity. But tell us now, how is your other aspect of your own personal business going? And what is up, what's down, what you're changing, or what are you adding or multiplying on?
Well, it's going good. So what it is that I am the developer for Suncoast Beach Club, which is a 91-acre property at 12 miles Bull Bay, about 15 minutes from the Kingston International Airport, Norman Manley
Airport. Okay, I see.
And it's right at the entrance to the parish of St. Thomas. And what we're building is 397 affordable luxury.
397
affordable luxury units. They range from 2-bedroom townhouse to 2-bedroom duplex, 3-bedroom duplex, all the way up to some 5-bedroom villas.
Okay.
This development is basically transforming what St. Thomas was and what it can and will be.
And setting us a pace of what it will be.
Yes, definitely. So I'm happy to know that we're at the entrance, right, where it says
of the parish.
Right.
So you're setting the trajectory for what is to come.
Right. So we're at the entrance coming from Kingston. Suncoast is where St. Thomas starts. And yeah, so we are actually we're a sponsor of the Diaspora Conference.
Okay.
We're going to have a massive production there for it.
Mm.
And we're looking forward to our promotional tour of St. Thomas, whereas persons coming down for the conference can register to go on an official tour.
So you actually want to take visitors out to St. Thomas one afternoon or one morning to get a first-time view as to what you're doing out there.
Yes, an early morning trip from Montego Bay all the way to Morant Bay. So we're showcasing what St. Thomas has to offer, not just my development, but the parish in general, to show the opportunity. Because before the highway, a lot of persons kind of see St. Thomas as this...
As the backwater. When you go back and God, you go left.
But it's actually a very nice parish. It has some really nice beaches. It has some very good mountain views, and it's a parish that, you know, it's ripe for development and investment. And I'm happy that I am leading the charge.
Congratulations, man. That's good. Good. So the diaspora, people in the diaspora who are listening to us now and are planning to come down to the conference, if you're in the market for an apartment or a luxury place, or to come home to retire, because a gated community naturally.
It's a gated
community. This is one of the places that you must do a visit to.
Yeah, so our design is, as I said, it's affordable luxury. So we are building somewhat of a resort, but it's just that we design it as a resort, but it's for persons to live. So one of the biggest challenge we found in our design is, how will we get persons who live there to go to work?
Because you live on a resort and to be able to work. But then I would imagine most of those persons will want to be owners of their own business.
Well, some of them, because the buyers that we have now, they're both professionals here in Jamaica that is employed. Some of them own their own businesses, and some of them is from overseas who are looking to come back to Jamaica to live. Or they might not be immediately ready to return home, but they see it as an investment that they can earn some money through short-term rental until when they're ready to come and occupy the property. But yeah, so as I said, our difficulty is, how will we get
people to live there and to have to want to go to work, or
just to live in general, even to go to the supermarket,
because. So it is going to be that comfortable. No, one suggestion I'd like to have is that what you do is to carve out part of a space. So you put a AI professional office facility, operational center, so people might be able to use that facility to take care of their own office businesses, rather than have to go downtown to Kingston or to do anywhere to go do business.
Well, so to the front of the development, there's a commercial center that we're building. That will have, you can get your car washed, you can get it lightly serviced, or supermarket. There's an urgent care facility.
Wow.
Just in case you're ill. We're looking now at putting about a 31-bed facility, just in case, in terms of hospital-wise, mini hospital. And then we have other modern amenities. We have a daycare, and this daycare only caters to persons who live
within the facility, right?
So we have thought through a lot of.
So it's going to be somewhat self-contained.
It is,
and catering to the people who live there, providing with the most up-to-date facilities and
amenities. We have a mini golf park. We have a doggy park. We might end up having the largest residential pool, given the size of it. Plus we have our it's a beachfront property, and we're going to have our own water sport equipment. So, you know, it's a fun-filled experience.
I don't want to give blood to be able to own one of those facilities. I just want to know.
No. So
I don't have to do that.
The prices are very reasonable.
And very reasonable. Well, of course, when we get a chance, I hope I'm on that tour with the Jamaicans going out there from the diaspora conference. I'd love to, because we love to see the kind of a reaction that Jamaicans in the diaspora have, because that will tell how they will go and help you to sell those 330 odd units that you're putting out there.
Yeah.
You know, how quick they will get sold off, and you'd have to begin to expand that beyond where you are.
Yeah, well, so far, the interest and the take-up has been very
Encouraging?
very well.
Very well.
actually.
Good.
Yeah, it's done very well. And we're looking to make this tour of St. Thomas being one to really highlight the fact that Kingston is almost at the brim. There is no more land space really. And then this development, Suncoast Beach Club, is really catering for persons who want somewhere to call home, but don't want to necessarily be in the apartment type environment. So, some of the apartments around town now is that if you drive a large vehicle and you get home too late, you might have a problem parking.
Okay, I see.
Because it is such a dense space. But for Suncoast, it's 91 acres of land, and we're only building 397 units. So you can imagine.
So you have a huge parking area, plus other amenities and space, a lot of things.
Yeah, you can breathe, as in breathe a breath of fresh air, and live in an environment that is very modern and have all the futuristic features that you would think of.
The conversations with Fritz, and I call him Fritz, but it's Kevin Fritz. I pronounce him correctly, right? Yes. And he's a developer. He is an entrepreneur in more ways than one. He's the president of Suncoast Development, and he was just talking about his 300 and odd facility that is being constructed in St. Thomas. Is that he opened St. Thomas with this fabulous beachfront luxury resort and setting the trajectory for the kind of development which is to take that part of the coast all the way around to Port Antonio, and to give that side of the coastal area going away a new life and a new character with this kind of development, right? He also sits as a secretary for the Small Business Association, and he's focusing on how we get membership development going and to see how we can create that bridge between the small business development process and how small business people can really get facilitated with funding and other things for the development of small business. Right? How has that been going? Are you getting good reception out of government for this kind of a thinking and thrust that you want to bring the organization to?
Yeah, so on March 26th, we had a public procurement meeting that was supported by the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Industry and Commerce, the Development Bank of Jamaica, the Exim Bank. And what that is that in 2019, the government set aside 20% of their annual budget to go directly to small businesses. And from then, there has been some challenges as to how to have the small businesses take up that 20% offer. So what we have done is to partner with the PPC, which were to sign a memorandum sometime early next month in Montego Bay. Actually.
Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me know so that we can. And that's a memorandum with the government and the SBAJ.
Right.
Small business.
No. So the PPC is the agency that deals with government purchases.
Okay.
So what the SBAJ, we have also included the YEA and the MSME Alliance. And what we're doing is to ensure that we position small businesses to be able to qualify for government contracts. So because there's a lot of money. When we do the maths, it's approximately 38 billion
available.
That is available for small businesses to benefit from. But some of the challenges that we see is that some of them either don't know fully about it. Some of them may be scared and shy away from it because it has to do with government. But our position is it's a great opportunity, and we encourage every small business operator, regardless of the type of business or the industry that you're in, that the government purchase almost everything. So, the government, they buy gift baskets to give out at their events. they paint their buildings, they buy pen, printing paper. The government use actually almost anything. So we encourage every small business to get themselves registered and be a part of this initiative to benefit from the government spending $38 billion sitting down, waiting for the small businesses to capitalize on.
Because government spends so much money, but then there's not enough. It's a contract basis, so people get a bid for these contracts, so to speak.
Yes, it's a contract. It's a contract, and in some cases, it's a relationship. So some of the spend is like below a certain amount, so it's not necessarily a contract, but it's a matter of knowing that this ministry purchase X, Y, and Z, and you position yourself with the ministry through their purchasing department to be technically on a list to know that if they need a box of pen, they can reach out to Mr. Miller.
Wonderful. And so therefore, but the SBAJ will more or less be spearheading and directing the development of that kind of relationship with the small business people.
Definitely. So the role that the SBAJ is playing in that is to ensure that we manage the bureaucracy so that the relationship between the purchaser, which is the government, and the supplier, which is the small business, it gels together. Because we find that the difficulty before now is that there was a disconnect and it just wasn't happening as how it should. There are some people who have been benefiting, but it's a very small percentage.
Kevin Freight, as I said before, is a developer as well as secretary for the Small Business Association and the person responsible for membership as well as the developmental program of the organization to help to bring the small business people in connection with government and with development in keeping with the new trust about how we not just to build Jamaica, but also to build back Jamaica better and stronger. What other bodies are you involved with, our organization that you're involved with giving back while you're doing your development at the same time?
So I am appointed to the board of Caribbean Airlines.
Okay.
So I'm the Jamaica government
representative on the airline.
On the Caribbean Airlines. I'm also on the Jamaica Productivity Center board. And I'm also a board member for the National Solid Waste Authority.
Okay, fine. So anytime my garbage don't move, I can call you.
Well, I'm sure that very soon that we will not have that problem.
Okay, all right, I hear you. I take your word on that. Because I'll bring my camera to your yard, wake you up in the morning and say, Mr. Kevin, you tell us that we won't have that problem, see you?
No, very soon. I am aware of the push by the Minister of Local Government to ensure that we all have a clean, well-kept Jamaica to enjoy. Because Jamaica is, I've been to a lot of places around the world.
Yes, you have, I know.
I would not live nowhere else
but Jamaica.
As a matter of fact, I was to go to London this morning, and I deliberately decided I won't go because, I every opportunity I try to stay in Jamaica.
Well, that's good too. That's very highly patriotic. And against that background, I know you ventured into the political arena, fine, and challenged the great Julian Robinson, a senior member of the PNP and a long-standing member of Parliament. How did that work out for you? What was that experience like for you? I mean, you never won, but I don't think it was about winning for you. It was more about getting baptized in the process.
Well, actually, I would say it was a very good experience, and I'm going to do it again.
And you're going to do it again in the same constituency, probably?
Might and might not. It all depends on where the party decides to put me in the next election. But I think that my venture into politics is one, the love for the country, and two, I see politics as a means of having a platform to be more impactful, because I believe in youth development and creating opportunity for the younger generation. And being a businessman, yes, you have a voice and people will hear you at some point, but at the same time, being in politics, you have even a greater voice. to bring your points across and to make sure that the things that you believe in, the messages get out there. And so, people can see things from my perspective. And I think that the things that I really would like to see take place in Jamaica are things for all of us benefit.
And you feel that politics is one of the better avenues that you can use to achieve those things based upon your perception of now where you're going and the things that you see and the opportunities that are around.
I think politics is a good platform to do that. I think when I look at everything, I think politics is one of the best platforms to do that.
And so therefore you think you definitely will take another stint, you'll jump inside a much stronger and more confident this time into the political arena.
Yeah, because one of the things that politics have actually assisted me with is that I'm able to speak freely.
Freely. Because you are always this kind of a shy person who don't like to put yourself out there.
I remember my first day having to go to the podium to give a political speech. It was nerve-wracking,
Oh, yeah.
It was
Welcome to the real world. Sorry.
But, at the same time, I realized that I've already entered the arena or entered the ring, and I just have to man up and deal with it. And I think that since then, the amount of interviews and podium presentation, I think it has really helped with building my ability to have this kind of conversation without.
You see yourself have grown a lot because of the experience. Tremendously. And how is your confidence level? Obviously, it is 10 times more than what it used to be.
It is more than what it used to be, but I still there is still room for improvement.
Wonderful. I'm happy to hear that. My conversation is with Fritz, Kevin Fritz, Secretary for the Jamaica Small Business Association, or the Small Business Association of Jamaica. And we're looking at part of his journey and his responsibilities and how it dovetails and intertwined with politics, and now having come to the recognition that based upon some of his own personal ambitions, the desires, and how he has seen himself in Jamaica, politics is one of the better avenues he chooses to go to achieve that kind of. And he says he's not only loving it, but he's going to do it again.
Yeah,
definitely.
How I see it is that, once a politician, always a politician.
Always a politician. But you never realized that there was so much of what you like and do falls within the political arena. And could he achieve through that way?
Not really, no.
You had never seen it until now that you're a part of it.
Right. Yeah, it's like, that I was saying to say that you are the taste is in the eating of the pudding.
Eating the pudding is in the tasting.
Right.
And certainly having tasted it, it doesn't taste too bad at all. Listen, I have to cut it here, but we're going to have to go to the lady from the Gleaner Company. But this is only part one and part two discussion that I'll be having with Kevin Fritz. Certainly when it comes to the Diaspora Conference, we're going to be talking to him again because we want to unpack a little bit more of what's into what Sun Coast Development will have in store in St. Thomas for the diaspora, and just generally for people who are going to be purchasing into that development, and what other developments that are coming within that St. Thomas area that you get the feeling that he's going to be taking on the entire coast, like a Boots Stewart or somebody like that or bigger.
I'm sure.
You definitely. Kevin, thank you so much for being with us here. Yes, it's such a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
And I just want to know, proud of you. I'm proud of your work and proud of the kind of a direction in which you're going.
Yes,
listen, we soon come back. This is Tenny Miller, and we're live here at the SBAJ office here on Trafalgar Road in Kingston. Stick and stay. Welcome back. This is Tenny Miller, and I'm live at the SBAJ offices at Trafalgar Road in Kingston. I promise I'm going to be talking to another outstanding Jamaican woman who is blazing the trail, and she's in the Montego Bay area, the west of us. And she just had another successful event recently, and it's my pleasure to be able to talk to her so as to get her to share a little bit more of herself, the event, and where she intends to take it, and some of the innovations that this event have been causing her to be able to make. I'm speaking of Janet Silvera. Is Miss Silvera? Oh, I call her Shirley Bassey because Shirley Bassey has this song says, "This is my life," and this is Janet's life, and she is who she is, and she has no apology for it. Janet, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Tenny. Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Listen, I tell you, I call her Shirley Bassey. There's not many young persons with that level of understanding of who I am, where I'm from, my responsibility to not just myself, but my generation and my region where I am from. And irrespective of controversy, likes or dislikes, this is who I am. And I'm just going to be who I am and do what I have to do. Because she's propelled, unless I'm wrong, by a sense, not just only a sense of mission, but our own self of history, and compelled by the responsibility that her antecedent has caused her to understand. Janet, you do whole heap of things, enough things. You're in everything. And you have been very successful at all of the same things the way I do.
Oh
Congratulations, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you very much. I am humbled and honored to hear you speak about me like this.
Oh, you are wonderful. And I really am proud that you're one of those persons who setting the trail and really getting out there.
Thank you.
All right, let us talk about you, because I know you have a limited time. And me and you can't draw, me and you have to draw a long bench when we meet, we can't just...
Listen to me now. We have to draw a long bench.
You understand? We have to. But let me just start off this, because you just had a successful event, and we want to hear how that event went. Tell us about the Jill Stewart run. And
it's called the Jill Stewart Mobay City Run.
Yes.
You can never leave out Mobay City Run.
Oh, no, of course not. Mm-hmm. So tell us how the thing go.
It went exceptionally well.
Mm-hmm.
It was
bigger than any that you have done before.
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
We got goose pimples just watching the kind of support that we received from people from all over the world. Montego Bay itself, the streets of Montego Bay were flooded with a sea of people from all over. You should see it. It felt really, really good. I'm still pinching myself.
You outdo yourself. You outdid yourself.
We outdid ourselves. Because
Wonderful.
Even though we predicted that we would have 10,000 people this year registered now, because you can have 10,000 people in the park, but not all of them are registered.
All of them registered, right.
But on Saturday afternoon, when we realized that we had 9,200 people registered for the run, we knew we were in business. We knew we had made a milestone.
But your Sunday you had about 12,000 people out there.
At least. Because we had people who just came for the concert. Yeah. Yeah.
But tell me, what is the thrust and the objective behind this magnanimous event? And where you intend to take it?
Okay, so we started out rooting for students struggling to remain in university. We realized that many of them were in university and would not be able to access their course outline. They
Mm-hmm.
were being thrown out of examination rooms.
Mm.
When you don't have your course outline in
Mm.
university, you're at a loss, because you don't know what's coming next. You can't
Mm-mm.
study.
Mm-mm.
You don't know what books the lecturers are using.
No, you
So
don't have a clue.
you're at a disadvantage. You're very vulnerable. Many of the students that we started out helping were the first time they were becoming university students in their families.
Mm-hmm.
They were the
Mm-hmm.
first persons in their families to
Mm-hmm.
be
Have the
university
opportunity to go to a
students. Right.
university. Wow.
Exactly. So that alone gave me the impetus
Mm-hmm.
to do
Mm-hmm.
what I was doing, because we were helping students from inner city
Mm-hmm.
communities. We weren't looking at their grades, by the way, because grades weren't important to us.
Mm-mm.
Needs were important to us. Because a child can have a 2.9, for
Mm-hmm.
instance,
Mm-hmm.
GPA, and still do well
Mm-hmm.
in other areas. But a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times we go to these schools, and if they don't have 3.5 to 4.0, we're not giving them scholarships.
No.
That wasn't the case with us. We weren't looking for that. We were looking for students in need.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we started out, and that is
Mm-hmm.
how we continue. This
Mm-hmm.
time around, owing to the devastation caused by
Mm-hmm.
the hurricane, we decided to include a number of high schools that are still under the
Mm-hmm.
belt of Melissa, and have
Mm-hmm.
not yet recovered, not even halfway.
Wow. Wow. So
So
how
we're helping
many?
seven high
Your
schools and
mm-hmm.
four universities.
How much?
Seven high schools and
Mm-hmm.
four universities.
Oh Lord. And
But I'm
that's
not doing that alone,
uh-huh.
A school out of Manchester
Mm-hmm.
that we have been trying to help just wrote us recently and said to us, listen, we want to put in a security system because the last time we were robbed.
Mm.
And we just bought the security system. I need to put it out because the principal sent it out as a buzzer system where they
Mm-hmm.
buzz you in when they go on at
Mm-hmm.
night. If you're trying to open the school, they'll be
Mm-hmm.
able to know.
Okay.
And those
Wonderful.
and all the way in Manchester. We're
Mm.
helping students in Hanover, St. James, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, Trelawney,
Wow.
and Manchester, and Clarendon, and
Um,
Kingston, and St. Andrew.
what's your population you have on your list?
You mean how many students?
How many students?
Okay, depends on how many students are at various schools. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, you know that some schools up the high schools have up to 1,300, 1,500.
Mm-hmm.
So on that basis, I'm thinking that this year alone, we will help no less than maybe 10,000 students.
Oh Lord, that's tremendous. So you're looking
Yeah.
at a $5 to $10 million budget.
More than that, we're
Mm-hmm.
giving out for the high schools and university students 12.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
We're spending another million on Champions of the West, which is the athletes,
Yes, wonderful,
to
wonderful, wonderful.
young athletes who have not yet been recognized.
No, good.
Those that nobody knows about,
Mm-mm.
we find them in these schools
Mm-hmm.
and we look after them. We
Mm-hmm.
recognize them. Three of them that we recognized last year made it on the national scene this year. One of them is Shania Douglas,
Mm-hmm.
who won the 200 meters and the 100 meters at boys and girls champs and led Jamaica at the Carifta Games. The
Wonderful,
other
wonderful.
is the young man by the name of Seymour, who is from William Nip, who won
Mm.
the 200 meters gold medal as well. And the other is a footballer with Cornwall. Listen, and there's a tennis champion as well. There's a
Mm-hmm.
swimming champion because what we do, we make sure that we get students that are in all different types of sports.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Wonderful.
do that in collaboration with the Montego Bay Convention Center.
Okay, great. So
Yeah.
apart from the Sandals, the Jill Run
Stewart, the
Foundation,
Jill Stewart Mobile
Stuart
City Run.
Mobe, Jill Stuart Mobe, Montego Bay Run.
It's the Jill Stewart Mobile City Run. It's not the Jill Stewart Montego Bay Run.
Jill
It is the
Stuart
Jill Stewart
Mobe
Mobile City Run.
City Jill Stuart Mobe
I
City
don't
Run.
know why such
Jill
a tongue
Stuart
twister.
Mobe City Run. Jill Stuart Mobe City Run. Yes. Yes. In addition to the organization, and you are head of that organization. You
Yes,
said
I
the
founded
Montego Bay
the
Convention.
run.
Yes, the
I founded
convention.
the run.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I
And the
apologize.
convention center also works along with you.
The convention center has come on as a sponsor for
Mm-hmm.
our Champions of the West, which is
Okay.
a spin-off of the Jill
Oh.
Stewart Mobile City Run. Just as the fund that we're starting for journalists is a
Mm-hmm.
spin-off of
Yes.
Mobile City Run. We're sending 2 students to on the Peace Boat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a spin-off of the Jill Stewart Mobile City Run.
Wonderful.
So even though we are doing what we're doing in May,
Mm-hmm.
there are a number of activities
Mm-hmm.
that we have been doing or are doing
Mm-hmm.
as part of the results of the run.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yes.
Where you intend taking this?
Far, wide,
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
international.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, while we were running in Jamaica, we had 6 people running on a cruise ship.
Ah, that's a start. Excellent start.
You understand me?
Yes.
They were running for, and they started out. If we start at 6, they started at 6.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
So
Wonderful.
we are going to be going on the road this year to promote the event.
Okay.
I don't want to tell all my secrets,
No.
but I can
You're not
tell
telling me
you
where in North America
we're
you're going
coming
or in
good.
Canada.
We are coming good next year. We're
Yes.
coming better than what we did this year. We will do much better next year.
Because you get the
So
inspiration
you're
from the
not
kind of
just running
support you
Western
have.
Jamaica. Pardon me?
You get the kind of inspiration out of what you have just experienced.
Listen to me. There is no better feeling seeing the joy on the faces of these principals who didn't know where to turn next outside of the Ministry of Education. And the ministry cannot do it alone. And we know this. So we as citizens must come together and help.
Yes. And I'm happy that you're getting the kind of support and the kind of energy, to help to get this off the ground. And Montego Bay, Western Jamaica really needs this. Really needs
Yeah,
it.
we do. We
And
do. We do.
it takes somebody with your kind of a texturing as a Montegonian. And, the fixity of purpose that you come with to be able to pull this off, irrespective of any kind of challenges that you might have to face.
Yeah, and it's not easy. I can tell you that. Tenny, if I tell anybody, some people will have a run that is mediocre. For us, just because of the name alone, the lady by the name of Jill Stewart, we have to ensure that her name is respected. So we don't do anything that is mediocre.
But just
We
quickly,
try our very best to lift the standards
right.
by which this run is presented.
But just quickly, for the benefit of my listener, tell us about your initial association with the Jill Stewart, which leads into
With
the
Jill
run.
Stewart herself.
Yes, which leads into the
Okay.
run.
Okay, so 3 years ago, we decided to rename our run in honor of the late Jill Stewart. Jill used to run our race. In fact, she has placed first twice in the 10K. I think
Yeah.
once in the 10K and once in the 5K. She also started a running club after she started running in our race. I think she used to call them mobile racers or something, but that was she would give me a lot of advice. She had a lot of time for me.
Mm-hmm.
She also wanted, she always give me advice and she always tell me what direction I need to bring the run into. And she always said, Janet, you want people from overseas, you have to do a half marathon.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
must do a half marathon in honor of Jill.
Okay. Okay, great.
Yes, Jill had a lot of time. We had a children's section at one time. It was Jill whose idea it was. Jill went out and got all the prizes for the kids.
Wow.
A lot of people don't know this lady, didn't know this lady and know she was a teacher. And that is
Mm-hmm.
why education was so important for her.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it was one of the easiest things for
Mm-hmm.
me to go and ask her husband, Adam Stewart, if he would allow us to use her name. And that's what we have done. And the Stewart family has supported us big time.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What's next on the agenda for Janet? Because you
Wow.
are an
Well,
innovator,
on
a
my
shaker,
agenda,
and a
there's
mover.
Antigua and Barbuda Caribbean Travel Marketplace is what's next. I'm doing a number of activities in Kingston for the next month. There is going to be a research that is being released on the
Mm-hmm.
19th of May called Inside the Minds
Mm-hmm.
of Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Major research which
Mm-hmm.
will shock many people because a lot of people don't know what's happening, and it's a brand new research,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm working on that in collaboration with the people who did the research, which is Market Research Limited. So I'm working on that, working on a luncheon in Mandeville, and working on Rio's 25th anniversary as well.
Okay, wonderful.
Yes.
Janet.
So I'm working on a lot of things and I'm traveling. I am going to be lecturing on a boat,
Okay.
on a cruise
Good
ship.
for
And
you.
the lecture is going to be, I'm talking about tourism and Jamaica. And I'm going to talk about me
Mm-hmm.
and some of the things that happened in my life when I was growing up and
Mm-hmm.
who I am today. Why
Mm-hmm.
I decided that I would define who I am and not
Mm-hmm.
allow other people to define me.
I am what I
Yes.
am, and what I have you need no excuses. You deal your own deck, sometimes the ace and sometimes the deuces. Janet, it's a pleasure
Exactly.
talking to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Keep it up. Don't stop.
Thank you.
No make them tap you. No make them bad mind you. Just
Well,
galang.
nobody can stop me.
Just
I'm
galang.
unstoppable.
I
The
know
only
that.
thing that can stop me, as you know, would be God. And him
Yes.
not stopping me just so.
In the ready
God
for you,
love me.
yeah.
No, him love me. Him love me.
Janet, it's a pleasure. You walk good.
Same
And
here.
Miss Lou would
Same here.
say, may good up and walk with you. Bless up
Thank you
yourself.
so much.
Take
All the
care.
best. Bye bye.
All the best to you too. And there you have it. My discussion with the outstanding woman of the West, the woman of substance, the woman who is, her own person. And she makes no apology for who she is and what she does. And we have to applaud her and hail her and congratulate her and provide the support needed for some of the innovations that she has brought to the table, and she's bringing forward the less fortunate and other people in Western Jamaica, and of course, indeed, to women and to other people and children in Western Jamaica. That's what we have in store for you for today. We spoke to the people from the diaspora secretariat, and we hear about some of the new innovations that will be on for the conference this year, and look forward to how that will unfold and add a dimension to the conference and where the organization is taking it. Congratulations to Miss Reed and the other members of the team, led by Minister Terry Long, and of course, Ambassador Hall, and the Minister herself, Kamina Johnson Smith, and that formidable team that they have put together to help to create this new phenomenon called Global Jamaica Diaspora biannual conference. And some interesting things are going to be happening this year. Mr. Kevin Frick, who is a developer, a gentleman from humble beginnings, and who has the ambition of not only wanting to help, but he also has the ambition of being one of the major players in development in housing and other areas of Jamaica and in the economy. And we say, enough kudos to him, congratulations. And we look forward to what he is bringing to the table and the kind of new innovations that he's going to be spearheading, both for small business as well as for medium and large business as we move forward. Thanks to Janet. We just hear her effervescent. She's herself, her own woman, and she's making her positive and meaningful contributions to the development of Montego Bay and various organizations and schools. They are helping quite a number of schools and young children who are doing exams and who are at university and need to get some assistance in getting their school fees paid and their university fees paid, and to pay for their books and for tuition across the board. Schools that need assistance, whether it's with their security systems or with their physical plan, or just to help with providing meals for the children on a day-to-day basis. Those young people who are involved in sportletic activities, they're an athlete or they're a soccer player or they're a sport activist in one way or the other, how the program and the activities that she's spearheading is helping to propel them to the next level. We hope that, she herself, with the number of things on her plate and that she's involved in, and it will only take her to higher heights and deeper depths. And she becomes that not only a formidable force, but certainly that meaningful contributor to people's lives. Because at the end of the day, what we gather that she wants to do is to impact lives. And we hope that as we support those persons who are supporting others, you will help us in that support by being a part of this show, by to this program. You share the link with other persons. Tell others about what you see, what you hear. Send us an email so that we can make improvements to what we're doing. Send it to tennymillerlive@gmail.com. We're more than happy to take your comments, concerns, and criticism. Point them out to us. We're not perfect. We're a work in progress. We are a work in progress. We are a work in progress. We are committed to progressing and being much better than we are. And with your help, your advice, your support, we hope that we'll grow from strength to strength. We will grow from strength to strength. We intend to grow from strength to strength. So until I catch you next week on the rebound, you sleep the sleep of the just, free from all your cares and sorrows. And as your night turns to day, as indeed it must, may you wake to a brighter tomorrow. You walk good, and may a good happy walk with it. Blessings.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate, the names, addresses, and occupations of 2 neighbors over the age of 50 who are not family members and can give a declaration on your behalf. Proof that you have been in open, undisturbed, and undisputed possession of the property for 12 years or more. For further information on registering your property and obtaining a certificate of title, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. Email asknla@nla.gov.jm or message us at WhatsApp at 876-418-5089. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better.
Do you own land and need a title? Well, the National Land Agency NLA can help. Through the systematic land registration process, the NLA will assist residents to get titles in declared project areas across Jamaica. Systematic land registration is the methodical and orderly registration of parcels of land in a designated area known as systematic adjudication area. For further information on the systematic land registration process, including declared systematic adjudication areas, who can apply and the benefits, visit the National Land Agency's website at www.nla.gov.jm or email asknla@nla.gov.jm. The National Land Agency, one goal.
Are you living on or in possession of family land? Do you want to sell or subdivide the property? Use eLand Jamaica to search for details on the property. You can complete a title search and verify the owner before you sell the property. If your name does not appear on the title, register the land or clarify the existing title in your name before you sell. A title is a notice to the world of your ownership of land. For more information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263 or 876-946-5263. The National Land Agency, one goal to serve you better. Are you confident that you are the legal owner of your property? Take action to secure your property ownership. Get a registered certificate of title and become the legal owner of your property. To register your property and obtain a certificate of title, you will need to provide a tax registration number (TRN), a valid government issued identification, a survey diagram, documentation to prove ownership, up-to-date property tax certificate,